Okay, we're here aboard Hinckley Picnic Boat. I'm here with Howie Moss, who's the technician who designed this and did this work. We have a customer in this case who's taking this boat south. He's taken it to a warm, hot climate. He wanted to have air conditioning in his cabins, particularly for sleeping, and so we gave him a couple proposals. One was for a generator powered system. The other was for an inverter or battery power system. He ended up deciding on the inverter powered system, which is not as common, but made sense for this boat. There's some space constraints here. There was future maintenance issues with the generator, and I think we came out with a pretty good result. So we'll get into that here. Howie Moss will be explaining a little bit of what he did and designed, and I think we've achieved a good product for the owner here.
Alternator.
Yep.
The 200 amp.
Okay, so it's a pretty large alternator.
Yep, and the bracket for holding it. It's a CNC machined bracket.
Yeah.
And tensioner is, this is an off-the-shelf item, but the bracket itself, and it uses a serpentine belt. This is great for power transmission.
Nice. So,
any alternator that we would use with traditional. This is a traditional belt right here.
Right.
Would they do wear pretty quickly.
And you get belt dust and things like that, right?
Everyone will see it on their boats, belt dust all over from their big battery banks.
So that serpentine belt is a good option here.
That really grips. It's good. It's solid. So you will have no problem through the season with that.
Excellent. Okay, great. You want to look at the batteries on this boat?
Sure, the batteries we locate.
Okay, I'm here in the bilge. I'm looking at the battery setup. Howie, what do we have here with these batteries? What can you tell us about these?
That's the 800 amp hour battery bank, and it has 4 telecom batteries.
You want to have a look at the inverter?
Sure, it's not too far away. It's
okay, I see it there. What can you tell us about this inverter, Howie?
It's a 3,000 watt continuous, and it's a true sine wave, giving utility quality, clean power.
Okay, so you're really getting good output out of this quality inverter, because there are inverters on the market where you're not getting really good.
Right, you'll modified square wave and don't have the surge capacity or robust enough to run continuous.
Right.
Where this is excellent cooling in here, and also.
And when you go to shore power, does this one switch automatically, or?
Yes, it does. The minute you hook up the 30 amp shore power, it senses the current and will turn into a charger to a 120 amp charger to replenish the batteries.
Excellent. Okay, Howie. So I'm looking at the switching here. What did you do here, Howie?
Well, every component has an on-off switch. You can. The original switches are still there. For the engine, you can choose one of 2 4D batteries, and also that powers the bow thruster.
Okay.
And house loads. Okay. So that's a separate alternator, separate system for redundancy. The air conditioning inverter system uses a separate on-off switch so they can isolate it if need be, and its own alternator, and everything is fused.
Perfect.
Separately.
I'm looking down at here is the air conditioner, and over here is the bow thruster. Howie, what can you tell us about this air conditioner? Why is this air conditioner suited for this boat?
Well, it's a it's a rotary compressor.
Okay.
And it's really small, has very low startup current and also low running amps. And it's for a very it's for a small cabin, so gotcha. This allows that battery bank and the inverter to run it. So it's all it's a matched system. It's you wouldn't want to run your whole house air conditioning system off
right.
It's a small cabin.
Right, for the size of this cabin, you put together a system that this is what's necessary for it. Nothing larger, nothing smaller. So Howie, just in closing here, I know you've designed the system. It looks like you've put something together that's going to work out well for the owners when they go down south. I mean, what are your thoughts with that?
Well, I would say battery-powered systems are, you know, they're everything on a boat is battery-powered nowadays, and with new technologies and you know, electric cars and lithium-ion batteries and even AGM and battery technology, it's they're getting better and better. So we will, you know, we can do more of this kind of this work. We can, you know, larger charging systems and larger battery banks
and you see
are more prevalent.
You see more of this type of systems on boats. Is I know over the years I've started to see battery banks getting larger and larger on boats, and yeah.
Right. Yeah, you want to go longer, even on our, you know, even a motor yacht like this one right over here. People want quiet running. It's you know, if you're transitioning from a sailboat, it's nice to be able to shut everything down and just be silent.
Right.
Especially after a long day of running.
Right. I agree with that. Being a sailor myself, you know, I don't want to hear the engine all night long. Right.
Yeah.
Which is the case with this boat, because their option was, one of their options was to have a generator and it'd have to run.
It would.
Yeah.
And the smaller generators, they run at, you know, 3,600 RPMs typically.
Yeah.
It's like having a lawnmower on your deck.
Right, and plus, although, you know, we didn't mention it, but, you know, one of the things with the generator, not that there isn't maintenance on everything, but you're going to have to deal with, you know, dealing with oil changes and changing impellers and hoses and belts and what have you.
Yep. Winterizing in the
right.
in the Northeast.
Yep. So well, Howie, I think you put together a really nice system. I think you did a really nice design on this, and you know, I'd love to see us do more work like this. Okay.
Thanks, Charles.